So it looks like we're getting a Brady doc a lot sooner than expected. This is pretty dope, and I knew this was going to happen. We all did. I think it's clear that they're trying to capitalize on the hype, kind of piggybacking off of the Michael Jordan doc. And I wonder if part of the thought process was that that documentary will still be fresh in people's minds come next year when this is supposed to come out. And I think that's definitely a smart way to go about things, although I do wish we were kind of getting it after he had already retired. Brady is still going to be playing in 2021. I was kind of hoping that we would get a documentary after he's retired and some time has passed, and it would not only just be Brady, but kind of him and Belichick and kind of just everything. And it is everything, but it seems like it's just from Brady's point of view. And obviously, Bill's going to have a huge part in it, and he's going to have a ton of screen time for sure. But it doesn't seem like it's both of their productions. It seems like it's very Brady centric, and Bill's gonna be a big part of it, yes, but Brady's the focus. I'm extremely excited for this. I thought the trailer was awesome. It gave me goosebumps like pretty much right away. And while I am super excited and I love that this is happening, and honestly I'm happy that it's happening soon, there is part of me that wishes it was coming later. Honestly, even though it's heartbreaking, I would really like to learn more about what's happened here the past couple years and, that last Super Bowl specifically, and then kind of just the steps and series of events that led him to leave and make that tough decision. Would it rip my heart out and show it to me? Absolutely. But I'm curious, and it's one of the most significant things that have happened here in a very long time, and I want to know more about it. But honestly, even if it was coming later, I don't know how much they would focus on that. Just because it is Brady's production company. It's 199 Production, I think it's called. And, if they're not being open about, the stuff that went on and, why he departed, I don't think he's going to share or expose that information in the documentary. It's just not going to happen. If he's keeping that information to himself out of respect for Bill and Kraft, or whatever the reason is, it's going to stay that way. But this is going to be awesome. Brady's mostly reserved for the most part, I would say, and he has a bunch of stuff about his mentality and just kind of his thought process on stuff, but getting a in-depth look at that throughout the course of his historic career, that's going to be awesome. And I'm interested to see how it changes from when he first started out, all the way through until the end. And I'm also interested to see what exactly he was thinking, during the early years, because I just think it's interesting to look back on things when you've accomplished so much. And they kind of hinted that in the trailer. But where he is now, I wonder how he thinks, how he acts, how he goes about everything. I wonder how that has changed, and just kind of how he's learned, how he's adapted, how he's overcome a bunch of different things. I can't wait to see all that stuff. I'm also specifically interested in some of the more early days because I'm very young. I'm only 21. So I wasn't, I was 3 or 4 when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl in this historic run. And then the following ones, the first 3, I was just too young, to remember really anything. And I've seen plenty of highlights and, plenty of videos and stuff like that. But it won't be the same as seeing this in-depth documentary that kind of covers everything. So for me, I'm going to be learning a lot of new stuff, most likely. And for adults who are older and, who remember the early days, I'm sure it's still going to be interesting to them because, again, it's behind the scenes. Like, this stuff, especially with the Patriots, they keep stuff, like, very disclosed. And I think it'll be very insightful for younger and older fans alike. Yeah, just a quick quote from Brady. He said, "I'm excited to have my company, 199 Productions, be in business with ESPN and Disney, along with our religion of sports partners, to launch this new series that gives an inside look into the championship moments I've been blessed to experience. Through the series, we're defining the key moments and challenges that were seemingly insurmountable, but through hard work and perseverance became career-defining triumphs in both victory and defeat. This compelling and powerful show will entertain, inspire, and have you on the edge of your seat. We can't wait to share it with the world." Really excited to get both sides of the coin because with all the winning, there's been some dark spots and there's been some devastating losses. They also mentioned they're going to cover iconic moments and pivotal events. And I'm not sure if there's a difference between the two because I'm sure, iconic moments can be pivotal events. So I don't know if there's a difference between the two, but I did see something where it was covering smaller stuff that may not have seemed like a big deal at the time, but with hindsight, it was a much bigger deal than they initially thought. I wonder what those moments are. And maybe I'm just stupid, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. I wonder if they're even going to touch Deflategate, because that was a huge, huge thing. I mean, and it went on for so long too. Considering it's a Brady production, I don't think they're going to talk about it that much, especially because it's a huge controversy. And he did end up facing the 4-game suspension. I'm sure they'll cover it, but it's not going to be anything extensive. With the Jordan doc, it was a Jordan production, right? And I don't know this personally, but a lot of people were saying that the Michael Jordan doc glossed over a lot of bad stuff, specifically with, his gambling addiction and the whole thing about him perhaps being suspended from the league. I guess that was a lot bigger of a story than they let on. And it makes sense that, of course, Jordan, if there's bad stuff associated with him, he's not going to want to focus on that in his documentary because there's a conflict of interest there. And I assume something similar would happen with this Brady doc. Deflategate was a huge, I don't even want to get into it. It was a shit show, for lack of a better term. And there's not a whole lot that's going to benefit Brady going into crazy detail about it. There's not much to enjoy there. I would love to hear more about it. Just what he was going through during that time and just, all the ridiculous nonsense. I would be interested to hear a lot about his personal perspective, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of it. I just don't. But yeah, for the people who want the Brady Bill drama to be put under a spotlight, that's not going to happen. But yeah, bottom line, I'm super, super excited. It is a little weird that it's coming out and he's still going to be playing. But whatever. What do you guys think? Are you excited? What do you want to see in it? Comment below, let me know. As always, like and subscribe, and yeah.